All right, good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us on Tree Country 1330. It's time for the Coaches Show. We broadcast every Saturday morning, 8 a.m., live from our sponsor, Aspen Place Health Campus. Official donut of the Coaches Show, who is it? Cornerstone Bakery. Make the best donuts in town by far. So let's take a look and see what happened last night. Last night, as far as basketball action, all ladies. It was ladies sectional semifinals. So let's go through some select scores right there. In the Columbus North sectional, that's a 4A sectional. It was Columbus East dispatching Bloomington North 55-28, and Columbus North defeating East Central 56-32. So that'll make tonight's championship match in that sectional 15-11 Columbus East versus 18-7 Columbus North. Rushville sectional. Last night it was Rushville defeating Greensburg 54-48. Lawrenceburg topping Batesville 57-49. So tonight's championship match in that 3A sectional, Rushville, who's 21-3, Lawrenceburg at 16-8. 2A sectional, Austin down there, South Ripley. Austin took care of North Decatur 54-48. North Decatur now eliminated. South Ripley defeating Southwestern Hanover 60-28. So tonight's 2A championship match there, Austin at 16-9 versus a very good South Ripley club at 21-4. Single A sectional in Jacksonville, Oldenburg Academy took out Hauser 57-32. And Jacksonville defeats Southwestern Shelby 55-30. So tonight's Jacksonville championship will be the Oldenburg Academy at 15-8 versus the Jacksonville Eagles at 21-4. Just some select games from last night. We're here at the Coaches Show. We've got here this morning from the South Decatur Cougars. We've got Brian Dixon. Brian, thanks for joining us here at the Coaches Show. You had one game last week?
One game, yep.
One game last week. That one, in fact, was on Thursday, and that was at Jacksonville. We hope you softened them up for the Greensburg Pirates.
They're really, really young. A lot of inexperience on the floor for them, but they got some athletes, that's for sure.
Yeah.
They have a couple kids that are just freshmen that can really, really play. They have a 6'4" kid. He's only, I think, his second year ever playing. He's going to be a player.
Yeah.
He's going to be really, really good. I feel bad for Jacksonville because they host a secular sectional. They play Tuesday. Then they had a game Tuesday, doubleheader Wednesday, then kind of a doubleheader Thursday with us, JV varsity. Then turn around, had a doubleheader last night, and then they have a doubleheader again today with the boys game, and then turn around and have the girls championship. So that's a rough week for them, that's for sure. Gives
the athletic director something to do, something to take care of there. So
yeah.
All right. And again, Greensburg will be there today. That'll be a 1:30 tip-off in the afternoon game there at Jacksonville. So take us through the basketball game. It was a big win. It was a win for you. You kind of took care of a little slide there. You've been on a 5-game slide.
Yeah, we
got back in the win column.
Yeah, we lost 5 in a row. 5 tough games all right in a row. Some games we competed in, some we didn't. But this game was one of those games that we worked on all defense all week. We worked on a lot of trapping, a lot of pressure, and we were able to do that against Jacksonville. We forced, I think it was 17. We had 17 steals, and then we turned around and dished out 16 assists. So that was pretty good. We had a couple kids really step up. Nathan Binge stepped up really well for us offensively, and Hunter Seeger stepped up for us big time defensively. So we had 2 kids that had 4 steals apiece. So, that's always a good thing, and you could see the confidence level after the game, on our Friday practice, that it was a little different atmosphere. That attitude changed a little bit and said, hey, if we can do these things, good things can happen to us. And now's the time to do it because we're on the downslope, for sectional. So we got to get those victories in mentally.
Yeah, you completed you referred to it as a murderer's row, a stretch of difficult ball clubs right there. Went from a plus 500, now you're slightly below 500, the win-loss column. However, if I look here at your last 5 ball games, there are teams that all 5 of them have a win-loss record less than yourselves. Not that that means anything, but the point is those are games for yours for the taking.
Right. And I told the kids know it. They pay attention, and they see scores. They see things in newspapers. They check on max preps and all those sort of things. But we do have a couple dangerous teams. North is still a very dangerous team. You just never know, what kind of team for them is going to show up. So is Waldron. Waldron's a scary team because they've scored 28 one game, and they'll turn around and score 79 another game. So, that's a massive difference. It's 51 points. So you just never know what teams are going to show up. Hopefully our team shows up that did last night or Thursday night, the aggressiveness. Not the second half team, but the first half team.
Yeah.
I think we had 10 turnovers ourselves over just stupid plays. We'd get a steal, and then we throw it right back away to them. Just a dumb pass, nothing good. But overall, we sustained the lead. We never let it get below 12, so we kept pressuring really well. And we made some key jump shots that we haven't made, and just did some things right finally, which is always a plus.
Yeah. What kind of things you're on the sideline during a game? Officials calls aside, missed shots aside, everybody misses shots. What kind of things irks you as a coach more than anything on the sideline?
Stupid turnovers.
Yeah.
Dumb turnovers. You get a big steal, then all of a sudden you turn it right over again. We have a tendency to throw over the top too much. We want to throw it too high. We're not a very good bounce pass team, and we have worked on fixing that. And it trickles down. It goes down to our JV. It goes down to our freshmen. And I see our junior high kids doing the same thing. But that really irritates me when we make a great steal and all of a sudden not even your second or third pass, it's your first pass, you turn it over. That's why I probably don't have much hair anymore, is because of that situation right there. But, it's one of those things that happens as part of the game. So we have to work on it. We've gotten a lot better since the beginning of the season on doing that. But still, that's our biggest Achilles heel. I don't know why we want to throw it over defenders.
Yeah. Well, your last 5 games, the next 4 are all at home.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's going to be nice. That's going to be very enjoyable for us. I know we got some big games coming up. And then our last road trip is to Knightstown the Friday before we start that sectional. So we'll see how it goes. It's just one of those things. Hopefully it goes in our favor, but you never know. That's why you play the game. We got a lot of 2-game week. Next 2 weeks we have 2 games. So that's going to be interesting.
All right. Well, 2 games this coming week, 2 home games. You are, Tuesday and Saturday? Is that right?
Tuesday, Friday.
Tuesday, Friday, Caruthersville and Waldron. Do you know anything? Can you tell us anything about those clubs?
Yeah, Caruthersville is very similar to a Trinity Lutheran team that we played earlier in the year. They have some height. They do a pretty decent job of taking care of the basketball, but then all of a sudden they'll force, if we force turnovers, they'll turn it over. So they're a team that you just never know. They play all the way, about an hour away. So it's kind of hard to go get a scout on that. So, but you never know. Last year they only won a couple games like us, and this year they've won more. I think they've won like 6 or something like that. So they've won some more games this year than they did last year. So their confidence level has improved. And I know their coach wanted to play us last year. So I think he's pretty excited playing us this year. So we'll see how that goes. I honestly, it's one of those games. I'm not sure what's going to happen. Hopefully it turns out well for us.
All right. So final 5 games to go. The length of your practice, is that different?
I usually drop it to about an hour and a half, hour 45 minutes, just so to keep the kids healthy and fresh. Because we try to not to repeat so many things. You're trying to do a lot of things based team oriented sort of stuff. We still do shooting drills, free throws, those sort of things. But we try to limit it and watch them film on different teams. So we tried to do that yesterday, but our internet at our school went out, so that didn't turn out very well.
Yeah, you're like North Korea, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we just did some shooting drills and got in the weight room, lifted, and then we got out of there. And then today we're doing a team building activity, so the kids should like that because we have about 400 and I think 85 archery shooters coming into our school today. So
wow.
We want to wish the archery team good luck. So
you want those shooting the other direction away?
Yes. So we kind of are very limited in our space. So I was like, well, we'll just get out of school today and go do something different. So hopefully it'll be a good thing for us.
Both North and South just fairly recently got their field houses put in place. Mm-hmm. What's that add to your programs?
A massive improvement because now we don't have to really worry so much about practices. Both Kelly and I are able to practice right after school, and we don't have to worry about interfering with each other. We're in 2 totally different gyms. The field house has 4 more baskets than what the main gym does, but still it just gives us that space. Plus our junior highs don't have to cram. We've had our 7th grade practice in one gym, 8th grade practice in another, and then the girls' junior high practices at one time, and then the boys will turn around and practice in the other gym. So it's been really, really beneficial, not only for basketball but for every sport.
Yeah.
It's been a huge plus. I know there's a lot of schools in our conference that just have one gym. And we are very, very blessed when it comes to having 2. It's the best investment that can happen.
Yeah, I was going to say those cost a little bit of money, but those get used a lot.
Yes, we use that. We use the field house more than what we do our main gym. And then we've had double games. So we've had a game in the main gym and also had a game in the field house, which has made it really nice too, especially for scheduling.
In football, you picked the Steelers over the Patriots. Am I right?
Yeah.
That was a few weeks, and I didn't really pay attention. Who won? What happened in that game?
Not my team.
Okay.
As Ben Roethlisberger just said it this week, they played the big brother, and the big brother won.
Okay.
The little brother needs to step up. Is what he was saying. I read an article that he was talking about that. So
you look rather humble. So.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that wasn't a very good game.
Well, okay. All right. Well, how many does Big Ben have any football left in him?
Yeah, I think he does. He's got too many weapons.
Yeah.
Still offensively, and he's got a great offensive line. So I think he'll come in for another maybe 2 years. But I think about as much as he's been hit all the time and all the injuries he's had, it's understandable. You don't see many people playing past the age of 32, 33.
Yeah.
So when he's getting ready to be 35. So he's got a chance to do that.
Tom
He has the
Brady,
right.
39. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. He plays for who? Okay. Anyway.
The team I can't stand.
Okay. No one likes the Patriots right here, and I don't blame them. I don't either. So, but you got to respect what they do.
Absolutely, and I respect all the holding calls that weren't called that they had on defense and all that. I'll stop.
Okay. Let's stop there. Well, Super Bowl. It's Atlanta Falcons and the Patriots. So, what's your pick? Not who you like. Not who you're rooting
I
for.
know.
Who's going to win the game?
The sad thing is you hate to say it, but the Patriots have the offensive power. But I'm gonna go. I like underdogs. So I'm gonna go with the Falcons just because they helped me in fantasy a whole lot this week. So, or this year I should say.
Gotcha.
But again, I don't know. It's a Super Bowl. You never know. Patriots have been favored before and have lost. So I'm sure they're favored again, but we'll see how that goes.
Well, you stand here at 8-10. I still say you're going to finish on the plus side of things here.
I hope so.
By the end of the year, if things work out as they should here in the last several games. There's a danger in that, though. Like you said, the boys, they know the scores and they read the papers. Once in a while, they even listen to the radio. I don't know, but there's a danger in that also of complacency, at least in the mind.
Right, it is. We did that against Jacksonville. And it's coming out in the third quarter. We really, really did that. Tom saw that, and that's what we talked about after our game. We can't do that, especially not in sectional. Getting ready for sectional, you got to play 4 quarters in sectional because we got 3 or 4 teams in our sectional that it doesn't matter. You got to play 4 quarters. And we know that, and that's what we're trying to prepare for.
But you're telling that to 16, 17-year-old boys, and they're saying, Coach says that about every team, that they're the greatest on the planet.
Yeah.
So somehow you got to get it in there.
Yeah, and we do. I just was happy with our aggressiveness on defense Thursday night. And if we can continue that, that's going to be a huge plus for us. Huge plus, because we have really, really long arms. I did a little measure test at the beginning of the year. I said who has the longest arms, and I put Matt Cornett and Nathan Binge up together. And Nathan's 2 inches shorter than Matt, but his arms are longer than Matt's. So I just said, see what arms we could use, but quit putting them by your hips. Get them out. And we did that on Thursday. And that's finally nice to see.
Does Matt jump center for you?
Yes, Matt jumps center for her. He can jump higher, but Nathan has a longer reach.
Gotcha.
So it's interesting how that works out. But yeah, Matt can get up quicker. And our best jumper is Nick Binge.
Yeah.
And he's only about 6'1", 6'2", so but he jumps the highest out of all of them.
You had a brother that played back, or is it Bibbs that played back 2004 or 5, somewhere there that jumped the basketball. I can't remember what his first name was. But,
yeah, he comes to the games all the time. I see him in the stands sitting with his mama. Jared, that's
Jared
it.
Binge.
Yep.
You're right.
Yep, he was a really, really good player for us back in the day, as you want to say.
All right, so 5 games to kick right here. You're picking the Falcons over the Patriots. This is Coach Brian Dixon of the South Decatur Cougars. Some closing thoughts, Coach.
Again, just want to wish all the archeries, good luck today. I know our school is going to be packed with a lot of people. Just wish them luck. And, again, thanks to Kelly Fox and all the girls' basketball team for the cooperation this year. I know they gave everything they had, this season, and that was a little struggle. But they got some good things to look forward to. They got some players coming back next year. So, trying to keep everything on the plus side. And I'd like to congratulate our 7th graders. And they just won the conference title for the first time in about 30-some years.
Wow.
They won the 7th grade title. They won that last weekend. So I was very, very happy for them. And then they're playing today in the HBCA state tournament down in Milan. So I want to wish them good luck. And thanks to our 8th grade team for sticking through it. They went through some ups and downs this year, so we appreciate that. But, again, just good luck to all the sectional teams tonight. I wish them the best. And we appreciate you guys doing the morning show. It's just weird that I was the only real coach here, or the head coach here today, I should say. Not real coach, sorry, but the head coach.
Gotcha.
So I guess I missed the memo. I need to talk to those guys, Kyle and Stacy, about that.
Gotcha, yeah. Well, like I say, good luck next Tuesday and Friday against Caruthersville Waldron, coach.
All right, thanks. I appreciate it.
It's Brian Dixon. He's the head coach of the South Decatur Cougars. We'll step away for a couple minutes here from Aspen Place. We'll be right back.
This is Paula Sibbett of Tom Sibbett Chevrolet Buick. We would like to invite you to come to our dealership in Greensburg, meet our courteous employees, and get acquainted with our sales and service departments. We are happy and willing to serve you with all your service needs or help you with the purchase of a new or pre-owned vehicle. Tom Sibbett has been in this area for over 50 years, and we believe in giving our customers honest, courteous, and reliable service. Come visit us in Greensburg at 950 North Michigan Avenue, just off Highway 3 bypass. Tom Sibbett Chevrolet Buick will be there for you.
This is Michelle Gauk with Batesville Chrysler Dodge Jeep, and we are a proud supporter of all our student athletes. We know that being a student athlete takes hard work and dedication to stay on top of your game. It takes that same hard work and dedication to provide great customer service. At Batesville Chrysler, we've been putting families into reliable cars since 1984. And when it comes to buying a dependable car, who you buy from really does matter. So visit us at Batesville Chrysler. We'll be there for you before and after the sale. We work hard every day to prove that you can buy a car anywhere, but at Batesville Chrysler Dodge Jeep, service is the difference.
When it comes time for car repairs, it can be a nervous time, unless you're made of money. A good reason for visiting Helms Auto Sales and Repair. Scott Helms is ASE certified and will give you an estimate before they even start. And if the diagnosis changes, they'll give you a call before proceeding. And if it's time for a new vehicle, Helms keeps a stock of preferred used cars on the lot. Helms Auto Sales and Repair, folks you can trust at 302 West Main, phone 222-AUTO.
Enjoy dinner at the Fireside Inn in Enochsburg, serving their famous fried chicken and shrimp each evening. Specials are Tuesday, tacos and taco soup. All-you-can-eat catfish on Wednesday. Thursday, it's hot wings, barbecued wings, battered wings, livers, and gizzards. Friday evening features cod and bassa catfish dinners. Prefer a sandwich? They have a great selection. Salad bar is available Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday evenings. Hours at the Fireside Inn are Tuesday through Saturday, 5 to 10 p.m. For reservations, call 934-4174.
Hi, this is Cheryl Johnson, Community Liaison for Morning Breeze Health and Retirement Community. Morning Breeze is a CMS 5-star health campus offering 3 levels of care. Our villas offer independent living in our beautiful 2-bedroom, 2-bath, maintenance-free condo-style living. We offer large studio-style assisted living units inside our health campus. Morning Breeze is a top-rated skilled nursing facility with an outstanding therapy department offering short and long-term rehab.
Back with you at the Coaches Show, broadcasting live from Aspen Place Health Campus here. A couple scores last night. Girls sectional semifinals. Rushville eliminated the Greensburg Pirates last night, 54-48. Rushville will battle Lawrenceburg for the sectional title there in Rushville here this evening. In Austin, it was Austin defeating North Decatur 54-48. Austin will go up against South Ripley for their sectional title there, 2A sectional title in Austin. And Jacksdale South Decatur was eliminated Tuesday night by Hauser, 46-28. And in tonight's championship game in that sectional, Oldenburg will go up against Jacksonville. Joining us here this morning, Chris Robbins will be representing Greensburg here this morning. Coach Stacy Meyer will actually be on a bus here yet this morning on his way to Jacksonville. So we excused him from the Coaches Show, and we scraped the bottom of the barrel, didn't we, getting here, Chris Robbins? Hey, Chris, thanks for coming. We appreciate your being here. For those that don't know who you are, and I got a text here, I got to read this here. It tells about here. It says, Chris has coached baseball, football, basketball, junior high football coach, boys 8th grade basketball coach, also now girls basketball coach, president of the Youth Football League, also helps with high school football team and videos games, and goes on. And Chris, my next question is, what are you doing in your spare time?
That's about it.
That's about it.
Not much spare time.
Yeah. So you just completed your season with the 8th grade
Yes,
boys?
we just completed last Saturday.
Yeah.
And we got beat in the first round.
Yeah,
to a very good Greenfield team.
Okay, Greenfield Central. Yeah,
yes.
Greenfield.
They're real athletic, and they're a good team. They ended up winning it.
Yeah, and you provide some assistance to the A team or the 7th grade team also. Is that
Yes,
correct?
I work pretty close there with Coach Buning.
Right.
The 7th grade.
And they had a obviously successful season, did they not?
Yeah, they ended up 19-1. They won both the holiday tournament and the 4-way tournament this season.
Yeah.
They had a real good team.
And those boys will be yours next year?
Yes.
All you can do is screw it up.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, he's put a lot of pressure on me to make sure we.
The girls. You were at the girls' game last night at Rushville.
Yes.
Two of the top teams in the state in 3A, and they happened to meet in the sectional semifinal. What did you see in that game? What can you tell us?
Rushville plays. I mean, they play defense.
Yeah.
They get right on you.
Yeah.
And they're very well coached.
Yeah. Greensburg had their chances. I guess they had a first quarter lead, 1 point at halftime, I believe, and it was third quarter was their undoing, I guess. Is that right?
Yeah, that third quarter just kind of. And I thought at halftime we were in good shape. We were up 1. Kyra was in foul trouble. She had to sit the last 2 minutes, and we were still up 1. I thought, boy, we're in good shape.
Sure.
That third quarter just kind of.
Still in the fourth quarter, Greensburg cut it to 1 point at one point. Is that right?
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
Because I think, we cut it to 1 because we got down by 10 there.
Yeah.
And then cut it back. And
all right. Well, I tell you what, the 8th grade A team and stuff here, so you coach the boys, and also you'll be, I guess the girls' season's coming about. Is that right? So
yes.
No rest for the wicked. You're getting busy with that. So.
No, we play Rushville Monday.
Have you coached the girls before?
I coached the B team last year.
B team, okay. And this year you'll be coaching the
A team, the 8th grade A team.
Okay, all right. So the coach, at 7th grade, 8th grade is when they come in there get more organized school basketball.
Yeah.
And it used to be years back when 7th grade was the very first experience when kids would start to play organized basketball, but it's not that way anymore, is it?
No, they start in 1st grade. They start getting these travel teams and stuff, and they'll be one in the 1st grade, 2nd grade, 3rd grade, 4th grade.
Yeah.
So by the time they get to us, they at least been organized and, they know that, a lot of coaches will coach the offense, so they know the system a little bit. And
yeah. Yeah, so you get into, all these varsity coaches that come here, you ask them, the keys to the success of their program, and it's one of those does, but they always say, it's our youth programs, and it's, if you don't have success, the varsity programs cannot have success.
Yes, youth, the youth is big. They got to get started in youth and the junior high, to build the program, because you hope to get, 5 kids in each class to stick with it in basketball.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't know exactly who's going to develop.
No.
Whose development's not going to go any further. Who's going to grow to be 6'12"? You don't know what's going to happen. So you
may get a kid at 6'5" in the 8th grade, and he may be 6'5" as a senior.
Yeah, and is that why basically there's in 7th, 8th grade there's A teams and B teams, because you'll have B team players that may end up on the varsity in high school.
The B team kids are just a little bit behind the A kids, and some of those kids work hard. They end up being on the A team or on the varsity, and some of the A kids ain't there.
Gotcha. All right. So are you a football fan? Obviously you are. You're football. You're involved in the high school football program in what capacity now?
Well, I video every Friday night.
Yeah.
I'm down in the end zone down there.
Oh, okay. Is that the one, the big eye, the one that's
got
a big eye?
That big tower or little helmet on top there.
Didn't we have someone flying a drone a few times, or were you involved with that? Or
No, I wasn't involved with that, but I think somebody did that last year. I thought it was the first time.
It's the first time I've seen one fly over there.
We would sit there and go, look at that.
They didn't fly directly over the field, but right down the end zone, like where you were.
Yeah.
Basically like that. Okay.
Because I don't think they can fly over the field. They got to fly around it, I think.
Yeah, exactly. So your 8th grade team, the boys, who played on the 8th grade team for you this year?
We had Brett Springer, Sam Bauer, Toby Brogan, Jalen Woods.
He's going to forget one.
Oh, yeah. I know I will. Devin Winkler, Blaine Red, Ivan Tellis. I think that's it.
All right, good deal. So, your practice, how long do practices go in junior high school?
We usually start after school, and I give them until 3:30 to get down there, and we go till 5.
Yeah,
about every day.
And the 7th grade, do they have a concurrent practice, or is it a different time?
Usually us and the 7A practice together.
Yeah.
So the competition is about pretty good. And
right. So the A team plays how many games? B team plays how many games? Roughly, approximately.
We played 20. We could have played 22. I think the B team plays 15, 16.
Yeah.
So John Rigney does a real good job of scheduling getting us games. And
Gotcha. Yeah.
That's a tough
good.
job.
There's been years past where the B teams had about 10 or 12 games. That's about it. So.
Well, I know girls last year when I coached 8th grade B girls, I think we played 6 games.
Yeah.
It seemed like as soon as it started, it was over.
Gotcha. Yeah. So you go to a lot of the boys basketball games, boys varsity.
Yeah.
What's your take on the Greensburg varsity this year? They're all young.
They're young. I mean, I kind of watched the last couple of years, the Wellies kid, the Wilkinson kid. They can play.
Sure.
But they're young, and we're pretty excited about watching them when they as they grow up here.
Sure. Yeah. Even Miles has not been starting, but they put him in late in the last basketball game. He scored 6 points. Their key 6 points there late in the ball game for him. They came up against a Rushville club. They only won a couple games, but even the radio people from Rushville sat next to me. Well, that's the best game Rushville's played this year, and it's they had to fight down to the end to win that one. So that's you get into the boys. Do the boys, obviously they do in high school, but in junior high, do they have any inkling about the quality or their win-loss record of their opponents, or is it just they come in?
Not
blank?
much. I mean, because we don't. I mean, there ain't no scouting down there. It's just,
right. That's what I was going to ask next. You don't really scout in junior high school.
No, the teams just show up. I mean, I try to get on each school site and see who they played, and
sure
that way I kind of know, try to figure out who their leading scorer is, so you can.
Sure.
But there ain't much to it.
Gotcha. All right. So what do you do when you're not coaching?
When I'm not coaching?
Yeah. How do you make $1?
Yeah. Right now, see, I had a stroke in 2008.
Oh?
So I'm pretty much on disability.
Okay. Gotcha. So this is how you make $1.
Yeah, this is how I make $1.
All right. Very good. So, all right. Well, you're going to go to I guess you're going to go to the Jacksonville game this afternoon.
Yeah, I'm going to go today.
And such like that. What's your expectations there?
Well,
Jacksonville's been struggling, but they come in with the same win-loss record that Rushville had.
I look for Greensburg to have a good day today.
Yeah.
They kind of played to Rushville's level, and I think today Stacy will have them ready.
Yeah. So Super Bowl's coming up. You got the Falcons and you got the Patriots. First of all, who you rooting for, and second of all, who's going to win?
Well, I'm kind of rooting for the Falcons.
All right.
But I think New England's going to get them.
All right. But what predicted score then?
28-21.
28-21. But you're going to root for the Falcons.
Yeah, I'm going to root for the Falcons.
Got a pretty high-powered offense.
Yeah, they can score.
Yeah, they can score. The experts tend to think that Patriots may make one less miscue or turnover.
Yeah.
So that may come down to that. So, well, we sure appreciate your stepping in here for Coach Stacy Meyer here today. You, like I say, you're heavily involved in the Greensburg sports, so we certainly appreciate that. Some final thoughts before we send you on your way?
Good luck to all the sexual teams tonight, and good luck to the Pirates today, and go win one.
Gotcha. Get you a Cornerstone Bakery donut on the way out. They're the official donut of the coach's show. Anybody make a better donut?
Oh, no.
All right, there we have it. So Chris Robbins here this morning on the Coach's Show. We'll leave you for a couple minutes. We'll return here to Aspen Place right after this.
The play of the day is at Buy Right Auto, Greensburg's used vehicle superstore. Come in now and score big with a great deal. With over 600 vehicles available, we have the car, van, SUV, or truck to fit your needs. That's why we're the used vehicle superstore. And if we don't have the right one for you, let our buyers go for the assist in finding the right one. Be the MVP and score big now with a vehicle from Buy Right Auto, Greensburg's used vehicle superstore. 920 North Michigan Avenue, or call us at 812-662-9922. Be the MVP and score a vehicle now.
Decatur County Memorial Hospital is growing to better serve you. DCMH is now offering a sports medicine program to all community members. This program includes orthopedic surgery from our new physician, Dr. Yulo, rehab services, athletic trainers, sports physicals, and emergency medical services. Let us help you succeed with our new sports medicine program at DCMH. To reach Dr. Yulo's office, call 812-663-7790, or for our rehab department, call 812-663-1119.
At Hilliard Lyons, we're conservators of your wealth, not the status quo. We're not interested in how everyone else does things. We're independent thinkers. You see, every client is different, so we treat each one as a new challenge. After nearly 160 years of wealth management experience, we've learned a few things, one of which is no two clients' goals and needs are the same. In our more than a century and a half of providing investment advice, we've come across nearly every financial situation possible. Creative thinking and a real understanding of our clients' needs and their concerns is what sets Hilliard Lyons apart from the rest. If this sounds like the kind of financial partner you'd like, call us in Greensburg at 812-663-2862.
Hilliard Lyons, investment insights for every generation since 1854. JJB Hilliard WL Lyons LLC, member NYSE, FINRA, and SIPC.
When it comes time for car repairs, it can be a nervous time, unless you're made of money. A good reason for visiting Helms Auto Sales and Repair. Scott Helms is ASE certified and will give you an estimate before they even start. And if the diagnosis changes, they'll give you a call before proceeding. And if it's time for a new vehicle, Helms keeps a stock of preferred used cars on the lot. Helms Auto Sales and Repair, folks you can trust. 302 West Main, phone 222-AUTO.
Do you have enough coverage? Don't wait to find out that the insurance you purchased online or from an 800 number gave you a discount on the wrong coverage. Talk to your neighborhood independent auto owner's agent today about a policy that fits your needs and budget. Visit today and form a valued relationship that won't let you down in a time of need.
This is your Greensburg Auto Owners Insurance agent, Steve Dorflinger. Stop in at Dorflinger Insurance, 810 East Main Street, or call us at 663-7779.
Hey, we're back with you here at the Coaches Show. Aspen Place Health Campus is our venue. Cornerstone Bakery makes the official donut of the Coaches Show. Let's review at least the local scores here last night. Ladies sectional semifinals last night. Rushville ended Greensburg season's 54-48. Rushville will go up against Lawrenceburg for that sectional championship. Down in Austin, North Decatur season is put to an end by Austin 54-48. Austin will play South Ripley for that sectional title. In Jacksonville, South Decatur bowed out on Tuesday night to Hauser, 46-28. And in tonight's championship game, it'll be Oldenburg, Jacksonville down in that one. Again, lots of action last night in ladies basketball. It's the ladies sectional finals will be played here tonight. Representing us here from North Decatur is Joe Gauk standing in for Kyle Nobby. Kyle had another obligation here this morning. I guess he's pretty clever, but can't be two places at one time. So you drew the short straw, Joe, and you're here this morning. Thanks for coming into the Coaches Show.
Hey, thanks for having me.
You were point guard for North Decatur, correct?
Yeah.
Back when in fact, a good point guard, as I recall.
Well, it's a matter of opinion. It's hard to believe it's been 10 years ago now. Almost.
Yeah, I was going to say it was in the middle 2000s, more or less.
Yeah,
When did you graduate from North?
Graduated 2008.
2008. Okay, I recall that. Didn't you help me with one Semi-State basketball game? Okay.
Yes, that was probably
Greensburg,
2009,
Princeton, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
Greensburg, Princeton. And Greensburg was real close going in the fourth quarter, but Princeton ended up winning. Greensburg was without their leading scorer in that Semi-State game. Princeton went on to win. In fact, won the state championship. Left was unbeaten right there. But I remember now. It's Joe Gauk. I remember you.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. So, in fact, in that same Semi-State, Jacksonville was playing in that Semi-State also.
Yeah, they played the second game right after Greensburg-Princeton.
Exactly. Okay. Well, you're standing in for your role here with the North Decatur Chargers. You are a freshman coach, is that correct?
Yes, coach freshman team.
All right. So how long have you been coaching the freshman team?
This is my second year.
Yep. How many kids playing freshman basketball for North?
Well, this year we had 10 kids, and that's even after we moved 4 of them up to play JV. And there's the 4 that moved up they're not bench warmers there. They towards the end of the game on Thursday night, the 4 freshmen were in the game, and one of them even got in at the end of the varsity game. So
cool.
We lost 4 freshmen that I didn't get the privilege to coach, but we still had 10, which is a big difference. Last year was my first year coaching freshmen. I think we had, I say freshmen, but it was the C team last year, and we had about 6 kids, and we had 2 of them that practiced with the JV but played with us. So it was a big difference going from last year. We had 5 kids at practice to this year we had 10 kids at every practice. So that allowed me to do a lot more as far as teaching the kids how to play the game of basketball.
Yeah, for those that don't know, the difference between a freshman team and a C team.
Okay. A lot of teams anymore, or schools have a hard time getting a consistent group of enough kids to come out for the team to have a freshman team. So what they refer to as a C team is you'll have some sophomores, and in some cases you even have juniors on the team in order to fill the roster so that you can play. And like last year we had several games that had to be canceled because they used up their quarters. You're only allowed X amount of quarters for a season, and if they play freshman and C team and JV, they use up their quarters, so obviously the freshmen or the C team games are the ones that get X first. So we had several get canceled last year. We only had one get canceled this year for that reason. So it's a good season.
Got to be a challenge for you if you got you're coaching a freshman. They take the best four and move them up, and you're not that you don't have anything to work with, but still that leaves you with a challenge.
Oh, it's a challenge, and they moved up, and they deserve to move up. And the challenge you come into is you get some kids that they've played, they're very experienced, but they've never been the ones that you come to the end of the game, you need a shot. They've never had a play drawn up for them. Or they're always the ones setting the screen or going to get the rebound. They're not the ones trying to score. You get kids in positions they haven't been in, so it's nice to see them develop. And then that's a trickle-down effect because now you get kids that used to never play. Now they've moved up into that position where they're getting 10, 12, 14 minutes a game, which in a freshman game when you only play 24 minutes, that's a lot of minutes.
Yeah.
I had a couple kids this year who had hardly ever seen the floor before, but I counted on them to play 10, 12 minutes, and those are the ones that you could see from game 1 to game 16 really improve, and that's what it's about. That's what, especially at my role, our win and loss record isn't necessarily what I'm going for. I'm going for how can I make these players varsity players in 2 or 3 years. What can they work on to get better? In their season.
Yeah, and regardless of the sport, just game playing time is invaluable. The more, the better.
Yeah, and that's it. And I actually had a couple kids at the beginning of the year. Before they got moved up, I had 2 kids that they'd been playing AAU ball with some of the kids that got moved up, and they were on the freshman team. And it took me a little bit to convince them that it's best for them to just play basketball, not worry about. Are you playing JV? Are you playing varsity? And once I got them to buy into, hey, we're playing basketball.
Yeah.
Go out there, play the best you can, get better. Most 2 reliable kids on my team, I think. And once I got them to buy into that and say, you know what, next year, at the end of this season, next year, there are 12 spots on that varsity roster, and it doesn't matter what level you played at last year. There are 12 spots. Do what you can this year to give yourself the best chance to be on that roster next year. And if not next year, what gives you the best chance to be on that roster the next year?
Yeah.
And that's the focus of what I feel like my job is.
Well, at 9th grade level, what are some of the basic fundamental skills that the kids need work on the most?
Well, one fundamental, and growing up through, I had 2 big influences in my basketball career. One was my dad, and one was Coach Nobby. They're my 2 big influences, and their big emphasis was always rebounding. Go rebound the basketball, because all that is who wants it more. No matter where you go, you may have a bad night shooting. You may not be able to dribble the ball to save your life, but when the ball comes off the rim, go get it. And a lot of that is do your work early, block out. And I would challenge any team at any level, all the way up through any ranks, to block out better than my team did this year. And the fundamental, block out and set screens. That's what I really want them to do. If there's always room on the floor and at least in my lineup, there's always room for somebody who will go set a good screen for somebody, come off a good screen, and who will rebound the ball and go get it. It's almost a lost art, but it's a numbers game. On the defensive end, let's give them one shot. It does no good to play the best defense in the world if you're not going to get the rebound. And on the offensive end, if we miss it, let's get 3 or 4 chances at it. Those are easy baskets. And I thought my team this year, that's one thing we really focused on. We did well. I'll challenge any team out there to say that they block out better than our team did. And part of that, it's a team thing too. It takes 5 guys. One thought I gave my kids this year is 4 guys can block out. 80% of the kids on the floor can block out. But if one doesn't, all you did was part the Red Sea for the kid on the other team to go get the rebound, get a wide open layup underneath.
Yeah.
So it's a team aspect, and like I said, it's all about wanting the ball.
Sure.
And I think you really increase your chance of winning if you just want to go get the ball. Win
Sure.
the 50-50 balls and get the rebound.
You know, whether it's high school, college, even pros, best rebounder on the team is usually not the tallest guy on the team, is he?
No,
Yeah.
no. It's the one that wants the ball and will do anything he can to get the ball, and that ultimately helps your team win. That's one thing you can basketball preaches a lot of being unselfish, make that extra pass, do this. But when that ball comes off the rim, be as selfish as you want. Go get it. Go get the ball.
Gotcha. All right. Well, and it's one of those things, like a lot of things show up statistically. We all know who the leading scorers are, but there are things in basketball, such as blocking out, that don't always show up in the stats, but coaches see that and makes a valuable difference.
Oh, yeah,
that's why you see a kid that averages 3 points a game, but he's playing 20 minutes a night too.
Yeah, and they're the ones that you want kids on the floor to block out, but a lot of times if they're blocking out, they're also doing other things that you're telling them to do. The little things that parents and fans, they don't see on the side. They're like, why does that kid get all the minutes? Because he doesn't show up in the stat book, but he does all the things that as a coach you want him to do, and those are the kids I want on my team.
I remember you playing basketball. I remember when you played, you were a point guard, and you were a one-man press breaker because they couldn't trap. You were a good ball handler, and they couldn't trap you. And if there's a full-court press, you just give it to Joe. Joe just weaved his way in and out, and you were a clever ball handler. I remember you were well playing basketball. So,
well, I appreciate that.
And Coach Nobby was your coach back then. Coach Nobby on the sidelines back then as well as now, the things that get under his skin the most during the game, referees calls aside, they all get aggravated. What would that be?
Effort. I mean, it's one of those, kind of what I went back to with the rebounding thing. It's one thing that gets under his skin, and I didn't really realize you get that kind of worked up as a coach, but it's just knowing the kids can do better, and they're kind of short selling themselves. Like kids that you see them in practice every day, make good passes, do that, and then when they just throw it out of bounds, you're like, I know you can do better than that. Or a ball's bounced on the floor and they're kind of gassed, so they just let it bounce. It's one of those. It's like, I know you show that. I see you 4 days a week show that effort, and you missed it this time. Like, we've been preparing for this, and you missed. And it's every minute you're on the floor, you better give your 100%. And if you can't give your 100%, let me know, and I'll get somebody in who will. And I think that's the biggest thing that gets under his skin. Being kind of a disciple of his program, I was the same way when I was a coach. Like, if you're on the floor, give your 100%. And if you can't, let me know so I can get somebody in there who can. So I would say that's the biggest thing that gets him going.
Well, you had North Decatur had a Thursday game at home against Franklin County. It was a 3-point loss, but that was a game that was there for the taking, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. And Franklin County came out, and they shot the ball well from the perimeter. And I think sometimes you got to pick your battles sometimes. Are you going to let them get some layups? Or are you going to let them shoot over the top? And me personally, I'll let them shoot over the top every time, as long as I've got a hand in their face or I've got somebody getting a hand in their face. And I believe his name was Kreider. He hit several outside shots, and they hit those. But North, they were down. We were down 10 or more in the second and third quarter, and they showed that fight. Something finally clicked with them. They showed that fight. They came back, actually had a lead in the fourth quarter, and had a chance to win it. And with 4 seconds to go, had a chance to tie it, and it didn't go their way. But as disappointed as I was throughout the game that we were down 10-plus points, I was very impressed with the way we showed that fight and showed some pride and came back. And even though we didn't pull it out, we gave ourselves a chance at the end. And that says a lot about the boys. It really means a lot to them. Even though 4-13 on the year, you can't tell that by watching them. They come out there and want to win every game. It's a one-game season every time you go out there, and they showed that the other night. And I was proud to watch them.
Yeah. You just went through a skew. North Decatur did, playing Batesville, East Central, Franklin County, 3 EIAC teams. You also play Lawrenceburg, Greensburg, Rushville. I think if you added maybe South Dearborn, you could have dual conference membership. You could have you'd be members of the Mid-Hoosier Conference and the EIAC. It's no such thing as allowed, but I always jibe the coach about that he should be in the EIAC. He plays all their teams.
I don't know who makes our schedule, but we need to play some more comparable teams. But now that you can see what you are, you don't know what you have till you play up in competition, and that prepares you for the postseason. So it's good to see that.
Got a couple games, coming up this week. On Tuesday, you're at Milan. Saturday, you're home against Knightstown. Are you involved at all in the preparation of the varsity games, or what's your role when it comes to the?
No, not a whole lot. I'm a consultant on an as-needed basis, I guess would be the best way to say it. Coach Nobby and Coach Metz, they have a good game plan, and if they need input, they'll let me know. But I kind of stay out of that. They do a pretty good job with the pregame preparation and
so
stuff.
When they size up an opponent, obviously you don't do just like the junior high coaches. You don't do a lot of scouting of the other teams, obviously in freshman. But when they size up other opponents, they do scouting. What are they looking for? What are they trying to accomplish when they're sizing up a coming up opponent on the varsity?
Well, what may be an obvious answer to that is you're looking for who their big scorers are and how they score, and are you going to try to keep them from scoring, or are you going to make it that's their only dimension and then stop every other option and then focus on that one? But you're looking at scoring, and you're also looking at how they play defense. I mean, if they play a zone, you obviously got to approach that differently than if they play a man, or if they press. You may have to put in a press breaker and stuff. But I think it always helps to know about the opponent to give yourself a little bit of an edge. But I think more times than not, and especially for the way the team's built this year, it's more what can we do to make them adjust to us. Because if you start adjusting to the other team, you're playing a game that you're not used to. Make them adjust to us. Let's do what we do, and let's do it well. And I think that's the biggest thing in preparation. I mean, it is nice to know what the other team does, but let's do what we do well.
Coach Nobby primarily plays man-to-man, correct?
Yes.
When does he throw in his zone? What goes through his mind thinking, hey, we need to put in a zone here?
It's a lot of times he plays zone we can't match up. When you've got players on the other team that you just don't have a good matchup for, you don't have that guy that you can just put in and say, make sure that kid doesn't score, or make sure he doesn't get the ball, or we're going to double every time he gets it. Now, I remember when I played, we would play a bunch of different defenses. I mean, I remember we played mainly a man, but there's some games we played 2-3 zone. Sometimes we played a 1-2-2. Sometimes we played I remember against Rushville, they had two kids that were good, and other than that, they would shoot the ball. So we played an inverted triangle and 2, something like really outside the box. And that's one thing Coach Nobby's always, in my opinion, been very good at, is preparing for a game. He can make those adjustments and teach us in a week how to play. But in order to do that, you have to have smart basketball players. You have to have the players that watch the game and understand it on a conceptual level, not just, hey, go guard this zone. It's you've watched it. You understand, not that you're guarding the zone, because one thing in a zone defense that a lot of people don't understand is, yes, you're guarding that zone, but that just means that whenever somebody is in that zone, you're guarding them. It's still man-to-man principles. You're not just hopping around with your hands up, just rotating. When they're in your zone, you're guarding them. Yeah. You're guarding them just like man-to-man. You're not letting them around you. And you have to have smart enough players to, when you come down the floor and say we're playing 2-3 zone, first off, they all have to know you're in a 2-3 zone and know what their role is in that 2-3 zone. Yeah. And they have to communicate. Communicate's a big thing, especially at the high school level, that you can't communicate enough. I told my boys all year, I don't care if you're telling somebody that a guy's standing right in front of them. You can't communicate that too much. I'd rather you tell them that they're standing right in front of them than just assume that they know, and then everybody turns their back and get a wide open basket. So in the matchups, if they can shoot the ball from outside, you probably don't want to play a zone.
Sure. And
if they have one guy, you need to make sure, again, going back to communication, you need to know where, if 23 can shoot, you got to make sure, hey, 23's over here, he's over there, and you got to repeat yourself 10 times. Make sure that the guy behind you knows, hey, that kid over there can shoot.
Yeah, which is the point. It leads up to the next question. Obviously, each type of defense has their advantages. What are the disadvantages of it? And most high school coaches primarily use man-to-man. What are the disadvantages of the zone? What are the shortcomings of it?
The zone, there's a term a lot of people use, you can shoot them out of a zone. You can you work the ball around the outside. It is hard to get a hand up on guys who can shoot. The big thing, one reason I don't necessarily like to run a zone is it's very difficult to rebound. And it goes back to earlier in the broadcast here where we were talking about blocking out.
Right.
And it's hard to find somebody.
Two guys blocking out one guy, no one blocking out the other guy.
When you're man-to-man, you more times than not, you block out the guy that's right in front of you that you've been guarding. In a zone, you try to find somebody, and like you said, you can have two guys blocking out one guy, which is fine, but the one guy that's not checked out, if he comes in, he may have that wide-open layup we referred to. So a zone's, if you want to play a zone, you better be able to rebound out of it, or you can play the best zone in the world, but if you give him 3 shots at it, I'll take the offense on that every time if you get 3 shots at it.
Yeah. Well, Joe, hey, we appreciate your being here at the Coaches Show. We need your prediction, though, for the Super Bowl. It's the Atlanta Falcons. It's the dreaded New England Patriots. Who do you like and who do you pick?
Oh, it's hard to pick against the Patriots.
Yeah.
But after watching and listening to all the statistics of all the so-called professionals, I am going to go with the Falcons. I think that's a better offense than New England's played all year. They were showing the quarterback rating of all the they said Patriots have played, I think, 3 that are even arguably a franchise quarterback all year, and they lost 2 of them. So,
is that right? Yeah.
So I'll go with the Falcons. I don't think it'll be as high scoring as they think, because I think Dan Quinn, with his experience with the Seahawks and the defenses they've had, I think he's finally figured it out. He did well against the Packers. I don't think it'll be as high scoring as they thought. I think the Falcons pull it out, though.
All right. Well, we'll go with that. Joe Galk, closing thoughts here before we send you on your way here at the Coaches Show.
I want to congratulate the local girls teams on their season last night. I know both North Decatur and Greensburg had some hard-fought games last night. Didn't come out on the right end of it, but they played hard and had a good season. Wish good luck to the boys teams. They've got some. This is the dirty stretch here where you.
Final 5 or so.
You see what you're made of now. You've had time to gel as a team, to prepare. This is where it all comes to fruition, and kind of comes down to who wants it. You can throw the records out now. It's who wants it. Come tournament time, who's playing the best.
All right, Joe Galk, from North Decatur Chargers here tonight or this morning at the Coaches Show. Joe, thanks for coming in, and we'll leave you for a couple minutes. We'll return right after this from Aspen Place.
This is Alex from True Blue Autos. We are owned by Any King Auto Body and have a new way of buying a used car. We are operated daily by third-generation family members. Our mission and focus is to provide safe, reliable vehicles that give our customers the best value for their investment. Each vehicle on our lot goes through a 125-point inspection, and all of our certified pre-owned vehicles come with at least a 90-day limited warranty. Come to True Blue Autos, located right next to Any King Auto Body, and see what our family can do for you.
The new year is here and couldn't come at a better time to buy a new Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, or Ram from Acra in Greensburg. The Start Something New event is going on now, and the savings are better than ever. Right now, they have new 2016 Ram Crew Cab Express in red pearl. That's 20% off MSRP. The Ram Express is nicely equipped and won't last long. Also, during the Start Something New event, all remaining 2016 Chrysler 200s and Dodge Darts are 15% off MSRP. Last but not least, the new 2017 models are here, and the savings are incredible on them as well. Right now, all new 2017 Jeep Cherokee Limited, have over $4,000 in incentives. And new 2017 Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cabs are over $7,500 off MSRP. Get 2017 started off with a bang during the Something New event at Acre Chrysler Jeep Dodge and Ram. Stop in and see Marty Garwood, Ron Gardner, Rick Jones, Floyd Riggs, Ryan Scudder, Kevin Milburn, Janice Jones, or Josh Camplain at 1407 North Lincoln in Greensburg.
Recycling comes to your town. Decatur County Solid Waste Management District offers mobile recycling the first 2 Saturdays of each month. The first Saturday, 8 a.m. to 9 a.m., Clarksburg, 9:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m., Sandusky, 11 a.m. to 12 p.m., Adams, 12:30 p.m. to 1:30 p.m., Bernie. The second Saturday of each month, 8 a.m. to 9 a.m., St. Morris, 9:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m., New Point, 11 a.m. to 12 noon, Millhausen. Questions? Call our office at 812-663-0960.
Stone's Farm Service at 921 East Main in Greensburg is southeastern Indiana's Kubota dealer. Stop by and check out their great lineup of Kubota tractors and utility vehicles. These hard-working tractors and four-wheel utility vehicles come with gas or diesel engines. Stone's Farm Service, serving Decatur and surrounding counties for over 20 years. Give them a visit, 921 East Main in Greensburg, or phone 663-3787.
Hey, we're back with you here at the Coaches Show from Aspen Place Health Campus. Let's go over some of the sectional action, the ladies' sectional semifinal action last night. Let's go to the 4A sectional in Columbus North. It was Columbus East ousting Bloomington North 55-28. Columbus North ousted East Central 56-32. And so for tonight's Columbus North sectional championship, Columbus North East is 15-11, North 18-7. In the Rushville sectional last night, Greensburg fought the good fight, but was eliminated by Rushville 54-48. The Greensburg Pirates, they end their season 21-3, ranked third in the state. They finished 5-2 in the conference. Good season for the Greensburg Pirates. Jason Simpson, the coach there, but their season comes to a conclusion. Also, Lawrenceburg topped Batesville 57-49, and that sets up tonight's championship match between 21-3 Rushville and 16-8 Lawrenceburg. In the Austin sectional, again, North Decatur fought a good fight against a very talented Austin club, but it was Austin winning 54-48. South Ripley topped Southwestern Hanover 60-28, so it'll be Austin, South Ripley tonight. Austin 16-9. The Raiders are 21-4. Jacksonville, it was Oldenburg topping Hauser 57-32. Jacksonville 55, Southwestern Shelby 30. South Decatur bowed out on Tuesday to Hauser 46-28. So it sets up this championship tonight. Oldenburg against Jacksonville. The Twisters 15-8, Eagles 21-4. And they'll be vying for a sectional title there tonight. So that's what we have at the Coaches Show. Tom Fleming here on the Periscope. Tom actually did the Greensburg with the Greensburg-Rushville game last night, the ladies, the sectional semifinal. So what can you tell us? You were at the ball game there. Greensburg had their chances. There's a lot of lead changes. In the end, Rushville held steady, and their seniors, good leadership, and ended up winning the ball game.
Yeah, I think one of the things that I saw, can you hear me?
I can't hear you, no. Not in my headset.
Now you can hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you, sure.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of expected a close game throughout. You know, Greensburg just has that bugaboo when it comes to Rushville. Last night was 18 out of 19 that they've lost to Rushville. Haven't won at Rushville since 2000. Came out strong. Always sounds weird, but the rims in that gym are really, really tight. You saw some shots from Kyra Whitaker from 3 that 9 times out of 10 you would expect them to go in, and last night started off slow. She ended up with 17 points, and I've just been so impressed with her this season, what she's capable of doing. Coach Simpson had a change in the starting lineup, had freshman Aaliyah Evans start. You know, Greensburg does what they do best, a lot of press. had a lead at the end of the first, had a lead at halftime, and then in the third quarter, Rushville just came out and dominated in the third quarter, got up to a 10 or 11 point lead. Greensburg cut it down to 1, and just in the second half, Rushville was 10 of 14 from the line, hit 10 in a row. Team going into the game shooting 73% from the line on the year. So you knew if you put them on the line that it was going to be a tough road to hoe for the Lady Pirates. But again, record number of victories for them this season. I know last night when they left the floor, that didn't matter to them. That having a record number of wins didn't matter. But a young team, got 3 players graduating, really only one that played a lot. So still some bright days ahead, a bright future for the Lady Pirates.
There you have it. So, and again, North Decatur ladies fought the good fight last night, came up a bit short against a really good Austin team. South Decatur ladies were eliminated on Tuesday. So the local ladies season is eliminated, and so we're left with the boys. They all have approximately 5 games left in their regular season, and then we'll be going into sectional play with them. We'd certainly like to thank Joe Gauk representing North Decatur here today. Chris Robbins standing in for Greensburg. Stacy Meyer, of course, preparing for the Jacksonville game, getting on a morning bus to go there, was unable to be here today. And, of course, Brian Dixon from South Decatur, the head coach of the South Decatur Cougars. Thanks to them for being here at the Coaches Show. Our official donut of the Coaches Show, you had one?
I absolutely did. First thing when they came through the door.
Yep, that's the Cornerstone Bakery there on Lincoln Street. Saturday morning is a perfect time to go get your box, and you'll have a happy family, have a happy mama.
That's right.
You know what they say, happy wife?
Happy life.
You got it. Okay, so there we are at the Coaches Show. Again, Greensburg will be tipping off here approximately 1:30 from Jacksonville. The boys, there'll be sectional final action. None of our local ladies will be in that, but sectional final action tonight all across the state in the girls' sectionals. And that's what we've got here from the Coaches Show. We're here every Saturday morning at 8 o'clock. Certainly like to thank our host here this morning. And we'll leave you at that. We'll see you at the 1:30 tip-off from Jacksonville.